Good day. This is Pastor Chris, and I'm here to talk to you about, how strange everything seems right now. It's like, to me, almost everything has been stripped away. Things that we expect to always be there, like school, work, sports. That's when I first started really noticing the coronavirus, was when sports were starting to be canceled. Nobody cancels sports. Sports always happen. In fact, not only do we watch sports, but we participate in sports. Can you believe it? Ski lodges are closed. Nobody's playing lacrosse, football, basketball. There's no dance. There's no twirling classes. And if you were in juggling school, I believe that would be closed as well. We're not surrounded by our friends and coworkers right now. We're playing it more separate, a little bit more isolated. We're distancing ourselves physically. So it may feel like, in some ways, the bottom, the things that you could count on, the things that you know would always be there, feel like they're gone. And that is difficult. So I would like to share with you one of the things that helps people ground themselves. And it's something you may be familiar with, but because of your busyness or distractions, you may never have fully begun to practice as deeply as you would like in prayer. As baptized children of God, God says to us, "You are my child. Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be opened." But the question has always been, okay, so if God says that we need to ask, seek, and find, what does that mean? For me, and I think the best way to approach this passage from the Gospel of Luke is that when we ask, when we seek, and we will find the beloved. We will find our beloved God is walking alongside of us. God promises us in baptism that we are God's, we will always be God's, and that God's love, care, and guidance will always prevail. If we put our trust in money, if we put our trust in the authorities, if we put our trust in any human traditions or institutions, you will find that they will fail in many ways. The one thing that does not fail is God's presence. The best way to approach God, or one of the ways that I truly use the most, is through centering prayer. And one of the things that we've always talked about is that we need to pray often. And praying often really is about establishing a pattern that God is primary in your life. God is important in your life. If you spend time washing your face, brushing your teeth, going to work every day, except on the weekends, unless you're a pastor, then you're working too. But if you do that every day, you're saying, hey, this is important and this is primary to me. Prayer is practiced during our most busy times to remind us that God is primary in our lives, because everything else can and may fall away. It will. But not God. So that's why we practice prayer, so that it becomes a normalized relationship that we look forward to being in. So one of the suggestions that someone shared with me was not only about the habit of prayer, which takes time to develop, and this is a good time to start if you haven't, or to begin, is centering prayer. This video will talk to you about the first steps in centering prayer. And a centering prayer will have 2 steps. So here's our first one. The first one is about your body. Our bodies are not used to sitting. Our bodies are used to moving around like I'm doing right now. We're used to moving. And when we stop and take a few breaths, you find that immediately the body is tense because it needs to relax. And it can only relax if you relax. So intentionally begin to relax your body. Start at the crown of your head. Relax your face, your ears, your eyes, the sockets of your eyes. Relax your jaw, your cheeks, your lips, your chin. Relax your neck, your shoulders, all the way down to the tip of your fingers. Just relax. Let them fall. Let your shoulders drop. Relax your chest. Relax your stomach. Relax your hips, your thighs. Relax your calves. And relax your feet. This can be very difficult to do. And you may find that a certain part of your body is more tense than another. Take some time, take a deep breath, and breathe into that spot. Next, when your body becomes more relaxed, you'll find that, wow, this feels good. It feels good to be relaxed. At the same time, your mind may be seeing dust. Your mind may be going in other directions. The next step is to still your mind and body. That's done through the breath. Breath is one of the first things that we take in when we are born. And breath is the last thing to go when we die. God's Holy Spirit is known as the breath of God. And so when you quiet the body, the next thing you do is still the mind. I'm going to give you one way that I use to still my mind, which is taking 10 deep breaths. When I inhale from the belly, filling the pelvic bowl, I imagine this air is just going out the top of my head. And I fill it again. And again. I'll do that 5 times. And then I do it again. I inhale and I send it down through my feet. Right into the ground. This is the first step for centering prayer. If the body cannot be still, if the mind cannot be still, then prayer is more of a battle between our desire to be with God and our desire to clear up that dust, make some food, call a friend, check the laundry, take the dog out, do our taxes, read that book. You get the point. We begin by calming the body and the mind. You don't have to use the techniques that I have shared with you, but they are techniques that'll work. If you know something else that works better for you, please do that. But the first thing you need to do for centering prayer is to relax, quiet the body, and still the mind. practice that for a few days. And then I'll give you what centering prayer is all about, of opening your heart to our beloved God. Keep this practice going, and you'll hear from me again. Peace.